Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and I'm back with another preview and prediction video. Today I will be doing the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Last season, the Nebraska Cornhuskers went 3-9, 1-8 in the Big Ten, and lost their last 6 games. What's crazy is people consider this team the best 3-9 team of last year because of how many one-possession games they lost. They lost Week 1 Week 0 at Illinois, 30-22. They lost at Oklahoma, 23-16. They lost against Michigan State in overtime, 23-20. They lost against Michigan, 32-29. They lost at Minnesota, 30-23. They lost against Purdue, 28-23. They lost to Ohio State, 26-17. They lost at Wisconsin, 35-28, and then they lost against Iowa, 28-21. All of their losses were by one possession, besides Ohio State, which was still by 9 points. If you take all those one possession games and give Nebraska the win, they win 10 games. They win 11 games. That's crazy. Anyways, let's look and see what they're working with this year, since last year doesn't matter anymore. So, they got a couple of transfers in. They got transfer wide receiver Trey Palmer from LSU. They got redshirt senior Omar Manning, who was pretty good last year. They have another junior transfer, Isaiah Garcia Castandia from New Mexico State by way of Saddleback College. And they have a new starting quarterback, graduate transfer, Casey Thompson from Texas, who I believe is going to be a big step up from Adrian Martinez. They have at running back Gabe Irwin Jr., redshirt freshman, and Ramir Johnson, redshirt sophomore. Tight end, you have Travis Vokalek, redshirt senior tight end, and then Chris Hickman, redshirt sophomore. Offensive line, besides left tackle, you have a junior transfer, redshirt senior, redshirt sophomore. Pretty veteran on the interior offensive line. You got 2 sophomores on the tackles. So hopefully that won't affect them too much. They also have another right guard from Northern Colorado, a transfer, Kevin Williams Jr., who could sub in if needed. On the defensive side, you have Garrett Nelson, Ty Robinson, and Nash Hutmacher, and Caleb Tanner, who's going to be a big part of the defense on the defensive line. Linebackers, you have Nick Henrich, who's going to be a big piece, Luke Reimer, and Quentin Newsome. Some good pieces on the... Quentin Newsome's in the secondary. Nick Henrich and Luke Reimer are both the linebackers. Sorry, all of these different lineups on defense just messed me up. Secondary, Quentin Newsome. Going to be a pretty good secondary piece. They also have transfer Tommy Hill, sophomore transfer from Arizona State, who is probably going to start right away. Then you have Omar Brown, junior transfer from Northern Iowa. You also have Marks Buford and Miles Farmer at the safety positions, and Deshaun Singleton from Hutchinson Community College. So, besides that, it looks like a solid team, especially since they play in one of the worst divisions in college football, the Big Ten West. So let's look at their recruiting over the past 5 years. Surprisingly, they're decent. Let's see. They are 4th in the Big Ten in recruiting over the past 5 seasons. They're 41st this year, 20th last year, 20th in 2020, 17th in 2019, 23rd in 2018 for an average ranking of 19th. Not bad for how bad Nebraska has been since hiring Scott Frost. This is going to be a make-or-break year for Scott Frost. So, does he get fired? Well, we're about to see. So let's go see the schedule. Week 1, you play, or Week 0 actually, this is going to be the marquee Week 0 game. you play against Northwestern in Dublin, Ireland. What a game this is going to be. Both teams probably going to be jet lagged, probably going to be some ugly football. But you know what? You will get the win in the end, not like last season against Illinois. I think you get the win in Dublin to start out 1-0. Then you have should be tune-up games against North Dakota and Georgia Southern. You should win both those games. I think you played Georgia Southern last year and beat them by 40-something. So, and that was with Adrian Martinez. So with Casey Thompson, you should do fine. Then you have the slot for Big 12 kickoff, Big Noon kickoff for one of your biggest games of the season. September 17th, Oklahoma Sooners come into Lincoln. So, what do I think about this game? Well, there's multiple parts to this. You have a head coach that has been at Nebraska for a couple of years, a new quarterback, new pieces on the offense, and some older pieces on the offense as well, some good defense. And with Oklahoma, you have a new head coach, new quarterback, veteran running back, and some pieces on the wide receivers and offensive line. Defense won't really know what they're doing until a couple weeks in, but they could know at this point. It's hard to tell. I think you get a one-possession win against Oklahoma. You were so close last year to beating the Sooners in their home stadium. And I think with the improvements you've made and and how far they have gone back, I think you get the win in Lincoln to go 4-0. Then you have your bye week. Then you play Indiana at home. You should win this game. Indiana, they get Connor Bazelak in from Missouri. But I think that you win this game going to 5-0. Then you're at Rutgers. Now, let me tell you something about Rutgers. A couple of years ago, I think 2018, they got Greg Schiano in. Rutgers has been a bottom-tier program for a while. They get Greg Schiano in. He has steadily improved them since he's been there. I don't fully trust your consistency, too. By this point in the season, injuries could be piling up as well. I think you lose on the road at Rutgers. Rutgers is a decent team. If they were in maybe the ACC, they would fare better. But they're in one of the hardest conferences to play in. The hardest divisions, in the Big Ten East. If they're in the Big Ten West, they may make a bowl game every year. But since that's not the case, I got you losing on the road at Rutgers. So you're 5-1 at this point, and you have to turn right back around to go on the road to West Lafayette, Indiana, to play Purdue. 2 back-to-back road games is always tough for any team. And I think you lose both of them. Purdue is going to be a good team. Aiden O'Connell is a great quarterback. And I think that he beats you in maybe even a shootout in West Lafayette to bring you to 5-2. You know what's crazy, though? You're probably not even mad because you are 1 win away from a bowl game. You already exceed your win total from last year with 2 wins, with 2 more wins. And you are about to play one of the worst teams in the Big Ten in a revenge game from last year. And you get the win. You win against Illinois to go to 6-2 to make a bowl appearance for the first time since Scott Frost has been there. Then you turn right around and you host Minnesota, and I think you lose. Minnesota is going to be a decent team. They get Tanner Morgan back. He's a great quarterback. They have a Mohamed Ibrahim. They're going to be a decent team, and I think they sneak up on you at the wrong moment, and you get beat by them. And you go to 6-3. The next week, you're at Michigan, and I think you lose. Michigan's just a better team than you all around. It may be close like last year, but Michigan, unless Jim Harbaugh just screws the pooch, I think that you lose here. And you get your 4th loss, and you're 6-4. You have 2 games left in the season, Wisconsin and Iowa. I think when you host Wisconsin, you'll get the win. Graham Mertz is not the answer for the Badgers. and then you go on the road, Kinnick Stadium, one of the hardest places to play in the Big Ten, and I think you get a win. I think this is a statement win for Scott Frost in Iowa, and you get an 8-win season. What a turnaround for the Cornhuskers. I'm sorry, going from 3-9 last year, not making a bowl game since 2016 or 17, to an 8-win season and making a bowl appearance. Maybe even winning the division. Because this division that you're playing in, the Big Ten West, is one of the worst consistently worse. I'd say they're just behind the one of the Pac-12 divisions or the SEC East. But the SEC East, honestly, is getting better. Or instead of the SEC East, maybe the ACC Coastal. Anyways, you go 8-4 and just hope that you can win your bowl game. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. It means the world to me seeing y'all watch these videos and enjoying and interacting with the community. It just warms my heart to see how far this channel has come. I hope that you all enjoy this content, and if you would like me to do a specific team, let me know down in the comments, and I'll get right to it. Hopefully I can finish the Power 5 by week 0 in August. So anyways, y'all have a great day, and go Dogs.